Welcome back to the B Team, boys and girls. The Super Bowl matchup is set. We just finished up the AFC Championship games and NFC Championship games. Winner in each, we have the Kansas City Chiefs and the San Francisco 49ers.
We should have known.
That was the matchup America did not want.
Yes.
Also, the conspiracy theory about the color in...
Dead. It's dead.
It's dead.
The
Yeah.
which kind of screws me because I was really banking on next year being the Cowboys' year because the logo was blue and that, like, Jaguars blue, green. And I was like, yo, Jags Cowboys Super Bowl? Possibly you? That is dead. That whole theory is dead now. Yeah. My only hope is that Derrick Henry, Stephon Diggs, they all come to Dallas.
It could happen.
Yeah,
we won't go crazy on it.
No. Let's.
We were really cooking in the lab before. I'm nervous. So wait, can I say something about this?
Do you want to get into it? Let's get into it.
I want to get into this bet right now because I feel like the public needs to know that.
All right, so let's talk Chiefs-Ravens game first.
Okay, fine. We'll go Chiefs-Ravens. So
let's talk the bet.
I'll start with the bet itself. So I got the Chiefs plus 950. I think around week 14 or 15. Somewhere around there to win the Super Bowl. And if you guys have been following our mortals the last 3-4 weeks of the playoffs, I've just been riding the Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm now 3-0 in my bets. Muller's now 3-0.
3-0.
Gassie's 2-1. We were 3-0 for a second straight week. Clap it up for that.
Shout out to Detroit.
Shout out to
Massive
Detroit.
Backdoor
cover. Yes, but I'm in a situation now where I can let it ride or cash out for a certain amount of money. I have decided that for the people and for myself, I'm letting it ride.
For the love of the game.
For the love of the game and for the love of the value of that bet and for the love of Patrick Mahomes.
Yep.
Don't respect him. Great quarterback. Baby GOAT. They are now the New England Patriots. You can't stop him.
Now, I have a question because we're going to get into this here. He's gone to the Super Bowl 4 out of 5 years. And
no. He's gone his rookie year, we're scratching it. Oh, wait, no. I'm sorry. Continue. I was thinking AFC Championship games.
Yeah, I was lost.
Go ahead.
I'm looking at the stat right
now.
That was a crazy cutoff, Mike.
Sorry.
That was a crazy cutoff. 4 out of 5 years. I was on a roll.
Still
4 out of 5 years. He's gone to the Super Bowl. He's that guy. And I'm looking at the stats of him next to Tom Brady. And I'm not going to lie, it's pretty close.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's a chance. Like, if he wins this Super Bowl, he would have 3, correct? Tom Brady's got 7.
Or 6.
It's going to be – this would be – you could look at it and say this was his first Brady year. You know, like this, or his first Brady part of his career. Because Brady had those 3 parts. Mahomes is setting up to have 3 parts. And if he gets this Super Bowl, I mean, it's going to be real tough for Brady to keep this thing going because the Chiefs, everyone thought they were dead this year. No receivers. You know, they have Pacheco running around back there, but, I mean, everyone believed in him, but the dude runs like he bites people. And they're back in the Super Bowl. Mike called it. Shout out to Mike. Clap it up again.
Nobody believed in them but me.
Nope.
Actually, you did too.
I did too.
Because you rode.
Too.
Yep. You rode.
Yep. I didn't throw as much as you on it, but I did ride. And honestly, like, shout out to Taylor. But we got to start talking about Mahomes actually being the GOAT. I know Patriots fans aren't going to like that. I know a lot of NFL fans aren't going to like that. But it's starting to become that trend where if you look at the stats, Mahomes is 4 out of 5 years going to the Super Bowl. If he wins this, that's a pretty telling stat.
He is 100% in the conversation. Again, 6 Super Bowls is a lot to overcome. If he can maybe hit like 4 or 5, but blow Brady out of the water with every other stat possible, passing yards, touchdowns to interception ratio, any of those stats, I mean, he's right. They are the Patriots.
Can I ask you something?
They've turned into the Patriots. Yeah, go ahead.
What team in the AFC right now, going into next year, can stop the Chiefs? What team do you think can stop the Chiefs right now from going to the Super Bowl 100%?
The Chiefs.
Exactly, and that's what I'm saying, Mike. They're going to end up back in the Super Bowl. Put your money on it right now. They're going back next year. They're going to the Super Bowl, and he's going to go 5 out of 6 years. Like it happens every year. I hate it. I don't like it. You don't like it. No one likes it, but they're going back.
It's gotten to the point now where you look at that team that they have, the quarterback they have, the coach that they have. Again, as Jets fans, we've seen this. There are so many similarities right now.
Mm-hmm.
Andy Reid and Mahomes, Belichick and Brady, a very good defense. You got a great tight end, Gronk, Kelsey. You had Julian Edelman. You got Rashee Rice. Like the formula that they built, that was their blueprint, and Kansas City has now shaped it into their own with pieces that are just perfect for Patrick. Travis, I don't know how much longer he has, but it's a big void to fill, but
Yes.
with how he's a quarterback that makes a lot of the players around him look elite, like Rashee Rice, Justin Watson. I mean, he's doing this with probably less pieces than Brady.
Yes.
So
You
it's
could
really
argue
similar.
it's very similar.
Yeah, no. Okay, you're right. No, it is really similar.
No,
But I feel like
yeah.
now it looks like he's doing it with less pieces because
The only difference was that I feel like Brady every now and then had that big name wide receiver, and I mean Patrick Mahomes did have Tyreek Hill.
Tyreek, yeah. I mean,
He hasn't had
it's
him this year, but
there are a lot of similarities. Like now, as I'm really thinking about it, it's the same exact formula.
Yeah.
But if he goes into the playoffs, you can't discredit anything. No matter what team he has,
Yep.
he could be missing Travis Kelce, Rashee Rice. I'm still putting money on him. Like he's a baby goat in the making. Like he right now he's close. He's close. I think I might sound crazy for saying this, maybe a top 3 quarterback all time.
Mahomes.
Yes.
I agree with you. And
I
now
don't
here
even
I
think
just
it's
got
blasphemous.
a statement from a diehard Brady fan and Patriots fan, now Bucks fan living in Tampa. I'm not going to release his name out of respect for him.
On a reel?
What?
On a reel?
What do you mean?
What statement? Oh, wait. Go ahead.
No, making a statement. I just asked him a statement. I said, "Who's the new GOAT? Is it Purdy or Mahomes?" And then he said, "There's no debate. Purdy doubled up Mahomes today. Let's not look the other way. My only takeaway from this weekend is that no tennis player will ever touch 20 majors again." That's my take. So he's saying Purdy's better than Mahomes as a Brady fan. So that's where Brady fans stand in their little area they have. They're ridiculous. I mean, that's basically telling me that Mahomes is the GOAT now. Like, he has taken over the throne. He is the guy.
What do we think about Lamar in this situation? I mean, you are the one seed. You were the 1 seed. You lose to the Chiefs. Well, I think was it 17-10. It was a pretty low scoring game. I mean,
This is one of those situations. Like, here, I'm going to relate it back to not Liverpool, to soccer. Arsenal came into this year thinking they were hot shit. You know, Arsenal thinks they're all that. They come out hot. They're top of the league. Haven't lost yet. Beating teams like Nottingham Forest, who are, I'm not going to say it because I'll get in trouble. But at the end of the day, Liverpool's in first place and Arsenal are falling lower and lower and lower. Teams will always fall to the bottom, and I'm kind of getting lost in this take here. But what I'm saying is some teams think that they're a lot better. We're talking about Lamar. That's where we're at. So some team. All right, got to preface this. We've been drinking a little bit tonight. Kind of got stood up by Brendan. Shout out to Brendan. We're coming for you at the Super Bowl. No, but Lamar Jackson set us all up with this whole idea that he was going to be this great thing. And he set Gas up. Producer Gas got set up last week saying that he was the best quarterback in the NFL with these last 4 quarterbacks available. We all should have seen it. Like, I'm not sure but Lamar is capable of winning football games when it matters.
when it matters, key phrase.
He's Dak Prescott.
I did see a meme about that, by the way. I saw one, Lamar's face, like Joel Embiid's face morphed into Lamar. And then Lamar like slowly morphing into Dak Prescott.
No, that's a little unfair, the whole Embiid thing. He's competing against super teams and his only help is Tobias Harris. Come on now. And he had a freshman last year, Tyrese Maxey.
this is what like. We saw this in the Texans game.
Yeah.
The first half, the Texans, I think it was tied or it was really close.
They were winning for a bit there,
I
right?
think it was either tied.
Second half, they kind of took it away.
Exactly. Why? Why did they take it away in the second half? Because they got back to running the football. I know it sounds so boring and basic, but like if you really want to expand your offense and your playbook and what you want to call, you have to get the ground game going. Yeah. They didn't do that today. Mm-hmm. They didn't do that against the Chiefs whatsoever. All they did was pass the ball, and it just wasn't working. The Chiefs, again, like underestimated defense. I've been saying this. They didn't really let a lot of big plays happen. No. Like, granted, Zay Flowers fumbled into the end zone. Yeah, the Chiefs did that last week too.
Holy cow.
Yeah. What, are you looking at something?
Do you want to know the stats from this game? I didn't even realize it when we were watching. You want to see this? Do you want to see
time possession?
No, not even time of possession, right?
First downs. Plays, total plays.
Lamar Jackson had 8 carries for 54 yards. Gus Edwards, their top running back on a team that complained that they were running the ball too much. 3 carries. 3.
Justice Hill.
3.
3?
3 for 3 yards.
They got rid
Gus Edwards, 3 for 20. Wow. Zay Flowers, 2 for 4.
You're not going to win football games like that, man. You're just not going to win football games like that. I mean, if you're not even like, I just think that offense got out schemed.
And Justice Hill, I'm just seeing this. 3 carries, Long was 2, which means he had 2 carries for 1 yard.
Essentially, they got out schemed.
Blasphemous.
They got out schemed by Spagnuolo, by Andy Reid, and the amount of time that Mahomes had in the pocket on most of his pass attempts. Mm-hmm. More than 5 seconds, at least. The offensive line stood up
with a backup center.
What? Creed Humphrey's out?
Didn't they have a backup center in today?
I don't think so. I thought he was playing.
We gotta find this.
But
maybe not the center, but he had a backup in the line.
Travis Kelce, old form. He's going out with a bang. Taylor Swift had his back. I mean, dude, the Ravens are. I hope this isn't what the Ravens are. Like, I like Lamar. I think Lamar is a good quarterback, and I want him to win a Super Bowl because I think he's capable of doing it.
I was wrong. Not Creed Humphrey. That Joe Thuney.
Joe Thuney. Okay, he was out.
Yeah, out. Okay.
Yeah, that's good. And that's a really good player too. He came from the Patriots,
and he still had years in the pocket. Mm-hmm. So that's pretty good.
And Mahomes too. Like, I don't think people realize. We know how good he is with his accuracy, his IQ of throwing the football, reading coverages. The man's got just the best pocket presence out of most of any quarterback in the league, in my opinion, because he'll look behind him real quick and then he'll still look down the field. He'll climb up in the pocket. He'll escape when he has to. He'll throw it on the run, lefty or righty. Like, just the quarterback that he is, he's so smart. And I think Andy Reid has just developed him into someone that's just going to continue to carry this dynasty for the rest of his career. Yeah. And it's going to suck because, well, maybe not for you, but for us as fans of an AFC team, who's going to have to stop these guys? Like, somebody is.
Yeah, and I agree with you.
It's not going to be the Bills, that's for sure.
And we're going to come back to that in a little bit. But I want to add to this Mahomes thing. Like, when you go back and look at his on the stat sheet, you look at the receivers. Travis Kelce, 11 of 11. Rice, 8 of 9. MVS, 2 of 2. Watson, 1 of 2. Pacheco, 4 of 4. Like,
that's it. It's just those
100%.
2 guys.
It's 100%, 100%, 100%. Like, that's what you need. And then you look at the other side, and it's like 50-50.
They're only going to get better. Like, if they're doing this with a 34-year-old Travis Kelce, still elite.
34-year-old Travis Kelce had 71, 75, and 116 yards in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Unreal.
Okay. Yeah.
Unreal.
Insane. And a rookie receiver, like, imagine if they, like, go out in free agency and sign a guy like Calvin Ridley, Mike Evans, Devontae Adams, T. Higgins. Like, imagine they get one of these guys. Mm-hmm. They draft a tight end. Like, they're going to be unstoppable.
Unstoppable. They're coming back again.
They're getting T. Higgins.
They're only going to get better.
Think?
Like, this is probably the worst Kansas City offensive team we're going to see for the next, like, decade. It has to be. Mm-hmm. Like, they're only going to get more pieces for Mahomes. They got Pacheco. They already have a line, and it's young. Like, nobody's stopping them. No, welcome. AFC West fans, welcome. Is this not the Patriots dynasty like flashing right before your eyes?
But it is, but the Patriots never had any competition from the NFC. There was never a dynasty in the NFC.
Except the Giants.
Except Eli Manning, but
Fair.
So he's gonna have somebody.
They lost to.
But now there's a guy.
Okay, when we talk about that game, I want you to hop on. But no, you know what? And that's
Let's get right into it because there's nothing else to talk about in this game. The Ravens were dog crap the whole day. The Chiefs came in, they did their thing.
I'll give a little spiel about the Niners, and I'll let Gassy hop on too.
Okay, Gassy and I will hash it out again.
Yeah, you guys can hash it out.
All
But
right.
I will say, the Lions. I feel for you fans, man. I mean, I like Dan Campbell, but way too aggressive. Just in games like that, you just got to really fuck the numbers, screw the statistical percentages of what you should do. Like, just try to be smart, I guess. I don't know. There was some fourth down. Like, he kind of reminds me of Brandon Staley on fourth down. But, like, I think he's had a better success rate, in my opinion. You could probably look it up. I think so. But that game was not on Jared Goff.
Of what, on fourth down?
Yes.
They were the best fourth down team and third down team in the league, I think.
There you go. Yeah.
Most aggressive, at least.
Mm-hmm. That game was. I don't think that game was on Jared Goff whatsoever. I think Goff played a hell of a game. He stood in there. He missed like maybe two throws, like the one to Laporta and then the one to was it Jameson Williams? No, it was Gibbs. It was Gibbs in the end zone. But Josh Reynolds, 2 drops. Jahmyr Gibbs had that drop. Like, there were just so many drops, and like, you gotta help him out, man. Like, they gave that game away. 26 unanswered points, 27 unanswered points.
Yep.
But you gotta give credit to the Niners too, I guess, right? So I'm getting Gassy back on after what happened last week. I know he's got a lot to say, so you guys hash it out. I'll put it in the headphones and I'm letting you guys go.
Sounds good. Gassy, welcome to the show. Yeah, so first things first, Gass. First things first, welcome. Welcome to the mic.
It's great to be here.
A lot of people slandered them. A lot of people didn't believe. Brock Purdy got so much hate this week. People were saying this, they were saying that, they were saying he ain't all this. They should have brought in Tom Brady. Tom Brady stuff starts getting leaked. He has to go out and say, yeah, I mean, I had to sit behind. No. Brock Purdy is the truth, and I want to hear it from you.
So the first maybe 5 to 6 years of Tom Brady's career, we all heard the take that he was a system quarterback. Bill Belichick's system was great, and Tom was just in there managing the game. Mm-hmm. People are starting to say the same exact thing about Brock Purdy, but it's pretty clear that's not the case. I mean, he has arm talent. He makes elite throws every single week. If you watch him, he escapes the pocket. He's been the best quarterback under pressure. People, like, there's been this hot take in the NFL that, you know, he's a system quarterback. The Niners have one of the best, most quarterback-friendly systems in the league, all the weapons, and that's just elevating Brock Purdy. But the thing is, we've seen that happen before with Jimmy Garoppolo. Mm-hmm. That was a quarterback that was being elevated by the San Francisco team. Mm-hmm. Brock Purdy's way better than him. In his second year, he's better than Jimmy Garoppolo ever was. I think the people saying Brock's a system quarterback, it's just a hot take. Whenever he loses, which he hasn't yet in the playoffs this year, they want to say, oh, see, I told you, he's a system quarterback. They're setting themselves up to, you know, with this little hot take that he's not good.
Ethan.
But it can't be denied what he's done in his second year. I mean, you got to remember he's only a second-year quarterback. I don't know. Here's a question for you. What more do you think Brock Purdy needs to do to be considered an elite quarterback, like a truly elite NFL quarterback?
Nothing. I mean,
Nothing at all.
I'm with you here because if you look at his last, 5 games, he's had almost 250 yards in every game. He's averaging maybe a touchdown or two every game. He had one bad game against the Baltimore Ravens with the 4 interceptions, but I'm not going to say all of them are on him. There was a few iffy ones, a few Dak Prescott's in there. But the kid can ball, and he's clutch, you know? There's something to be said about having that clutch gene. I hear it all the time with Dak Prescott. You hear it all the time with some of these guys that are supposed to be the leaders of their team, and when it gets down to crunch time, they don't have it. Well, we just watched a kid go 2 weeks in a row in a pressure situation in the playoffs on a team that is supposed to be the team that goes to the Super Bowl. Walked them down the field, took over and used his legs, used his arms, got the points on the board, and won the football game. I think we have to stop slandering this kid. There's a good chance he goes out and gets MVP next week. Or not next week, but 2 weeks.
People always hate on the Jets for drafting these quarterbacks high and then immediately ruining them, and rightfully so. That's what they do all the time.
Notorious.
But you can't hate on Brock Purdy because the Niners have done the opposite, because they've given him the best system and the best weapons to develop himself. That's going to develop him into a great quarterback. It doesn't mean he's a system quarterback. It just means he's learning how to be a quarterback in a great system. It's going to make him a great player. And eventually he's going to become the system. We're already seeing it now. I mean, the defense, the almighty Niners defense was not that great the last 2 weeks. They were down today. What were they down? Like 24-7 at halftime?
24-7.
24-7, and then Brock leads a second half comeback. They score like 20 unanswered.
27.
Maybe 27 unanswered. I don't know, but it was a lot of points unanswered. And the same thing happened last week when Brock needed to turn up. He led that fourth quarter comeback, and the kid is just doing everything he needs to do. He's been an amazing second-year quarterback.
Yep.
How many second-year quarterbacks have we seen in recent years that are as good as Brock? Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert,
Joe
Burrow, and
CJ Stroud to be, but that's it. Jordan Love to be.
I mean,
Jalen Hurts
in his 5th year. Hurts, maybe. You could say Hurts. But
who else?
You can't say Trevor Lawrence. I mean, Trevor Lawrence was number 1 overall pick.
He was
supposed to be the best quarterback. He was supposed to be the best quarterback ever coming out of college. Brock Purdy's way better than Trevor was in his second year.
Are we sure that girl that looks exactly like him is not playing quarterback and Trevor's just reaping the benefits of it?
There are girls that look exactly like
Mike's shaking his head really badly no over there. What's that about, Mike?
It's not Trevor. Trevor's out in Cancun, man.
All right, so you agree. You're not okay. You were saying no to me. I thought I did something wrong.
No, I think money was floating around. That's all I'm going to say.
Gotcha.
All I'm going to say is Trevor Lawrence, number 1 overall pick, supposed to be the best quarterback ever.
Joke.
Brock Purdy, last pick in the NFL draft. No one knew who he was. Wasn't ever supposed to be anything better than Trevor Lawrence.
Honestly, when you put it like that, I don't see how he doesn't win the Super Bowl. And thank you for coming on and doing that. No free ads in brewery. And that kind of brings me to my question here. And I'll save it because I have something else I want to get into later. Let's get into Dan Campbell quick because we got to talk about this guy. And I know Detroit loves him. America kind of fell in love with him. But at some point, we got to really look at his IQ because there comes a point in a football game when, you've shown all year that you got balls, You got balls. You're like that scene in South Park when he's walking on the street with the barrel. That's Dan Campbell. And you got 4th in, 3? You've gone, bro, go for the touchdown. You go for a field goal. It doesn't matter. Your team ain't doing nothing in the second half. Looking back on it, it's easy to say. But in the moment, you guys saw me. I was like, we got to go for this. You score a touchdown there. It's 28-7. That changes 49ers mentality completely. If you go for that, it's over. And then at the end of the game, 2 4th downs from your 32, it's 4th and 4. And you're going for it, running the worst plays possible. And now, granted, we saw a few
hit him
ducks.
in the hands.
Yeah, hit him in the hands on the one. He needs to catch that one. But as someone that had a little dough on the Lions, I did not like it. And you kick the field goal, you're in the game. You kick the field goal, you're in the game. That's all I'm going to say. It happened in Dallas. Shout out to Dan for the win. Happened in Dallas. You're a moron. I love you, but let's be smarter.
I think
he would say if he had 20 in black, he's sitting at the blackjack table and he got 20. He's looking at the dealer and saying, "Hit me."
he's splitting.
He's going for a 1.
He's splitting.
No, he's going.
He gets
no,
two
no,
kings,
Mike.
he's
He's
splitting
saying
it.
hit me. He's saying hit me at 20.
That's
He's going for a 1. He wants the blackjack.
I see him more of like a split guy, but I know what you're saying though.
He's a dummy.
But
He's a dummy.
but we talked about this
I love
because I know you were telling him to go for it. It was 21-7.
Yeah.
And it was like what, 4th and 2. They were
Yeah.
on maybe like the 20. You're like, yo, like go for it. And like
And
I think every single 4th down that happened for the Lions, they should have kicked a field goal every single time.
And I understand that, but here's what I'm thinking. If you score that touchdown, right? If you score that touchdown,
Momentum play.
Even if they kick those field goals, they're still down 1. They're still down 1 at the end of the game. Still down.
But I think the possession, like you're still up 3 possessions though, and like I know what you're saying though, because
If you go up
you could
28-7, it's not only 3 possessions, because 24-7, great, 3 possessions.
for sure. But yeah, you
But
gotta score 3 touchdowns.
They have to score 4 times. It's really a 4-possession game for them to win.
They could have just kicked the field goal every time, and they would have put themselves in a phenomenal position. Because I think we don't realize, like, 4th down, when you're going for our 4th down, you're also risking losing your momentum. And then the Lions had that momentum the whole first half. That third quarter is when they lost it. Once Josh Reynolds dropped that ball, it switched right away.
No, Mike, that momentum shifted when they kicked a field goal.
No.
Because you're telling me everyone on that 49ers defense didn't think that they had to defend one more play? Every single one of them was like, oh, yeah, we got to defend one more play, and it's going to be brutal because they're really good at they can get these. And when they had to come off the field to kick a field goal, everyone on that 49ers side was like, yo, we got this. We could do this. And they did it. They did it. Dan Campbell's a dummy. He should have gone for it.
That Niners defense fooled them because, again, once they went for that 4th down and Brock had that insane well, it really wasn't him, sorry guys, but he had the wild throw. Brandon Ayuk made the wild catch right there and
All
then.
the
It's
helmet,
like,
bro.
oh,
That was
no.
all because a ladybug landed on his shoe before the game.
That's what he said in the post-game interview. Just because a ladybug somehow appeared and landed on him.
Yeah, you were gone. They interviewed him. He goes, well,
Yeah.
he goes, well, ladybug landed on my shoe before the game, and I knew that something good was going to happen. Like, what?
I feel for them, man. Like I feel for the Lions fan
But,
because they were up 24-7. Like right there, you're like, oh my goodness, like this is gonna happen. The Detroit Lions are going to make it to the Super Bowl. Congratulations,
No.
you guys have done it. You guys have beat the odds, and bam.
Like,
Oh man, that sucks. If that happened to me,
I-
you guys would have to lock me in my house with like my hands tied behind my back. I swear to God, I don't know what I'd do. The
Mike.
Fahey, I'd be getting
Mike,
calls from the Fahey.
Mike.
Cassie, would you?
Mike. All right, listen. We all should have seen this coming, and shout out to Gas for bringing it up after the game.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know it either, and I honestly
And
am
it's true.
embarrassed that I didn't know because this is a stat I love to use.
Me
against
too.
Birds.
Me too. I know.
Everyone should have been millions of dollars in on the 49ers. Jared Goff lost his first Super Bowl appearance, just like Jalen Hurts. You know what quarterbacks have not been back to a Super Bowl? Jared Goff, Jalen Hurts. They'll never go back because when you lose your first Super Bowl, you never go back. It's a fact. It's a proven fact.
Joe Burrow.
The NFL doesn't like quarterbacks that lose in the Super Bowl the first time. They want a good winner off the first one. And if you don't, you ain't getting back in the script. You ain't getting back in the script. And Jared Goff, he's been cut out for years. Jalen Hurts been cut out for a year. He's going to be cut out next year. And he ain't. They really set him up to never go back.
You want to talk about that quick?
Yeah, I mean,
But
there's
I know
nothing
how
else.
you feel
There's nothing
about
else to talk about in these games. So yeah, I want to get into this Kellen Moore and Eagles thing real quick. Shout out to the Birds. Shout out to the Birds. I mean, you got a really good guy, good locker room guy. I'm sure AJ Brown's gonna love him. Won't want to fight him after 2 weeks. He's also the same guy that said your city's built on a fictional character, a fictional statue. Rocky, if you aren't picking up what I'm saying. This man is caught on camera. Go to NFL Films, caught on camera saying you guys are built on a fictional statue. So have fun with that guy and have fun with the check down offense. I'm not going to get too far into it because I don't want to set myself up for failure because there is a slim chance of me that's like, yo, this guy could bury us. But have fun with the check down offense. I hope you guys sign Noah Brown and throw to him 20 times a game and he doesn't catch the ball. I hope you get Michael Gallup, throw to him 20 times a game, doesn't catch a ball. Looking forward to watching it, honestly. Honestly, really excited. I'm really happy for you all. Go Birds.
I don't know if they're happy. I think they're not happy, but they're trying to accept the fact that maybe it could be good and it could be better than Brian Johnson, which would probably be a lot of OCs. But
I mean, he ruined the Chargers.
It was a really quick hire. That's all I'm going to say. I didn't expect it to be such a fast hire. Like, I don't know. I feel like this year, for some reason, we're seeing a lot of coaches getting hired right away. Usually it takes a little bit of time.
I don't understand the whole, like why are they getting hired when a head coach comes in and is literally within the first 24 hours gets rid of you, gets rid of that coach? Should that that kind of hurt. Should that not tell you something? Harbaugh came in and got rid of Kellen Moore within hours. He looked at that offense and said, Kellen Moore sucks. Get him out of here. Bring me Colin Kaepernick. That's what he said. He said, out with Kellen, in with Colin.
Mueller.
Dude, that I should be kicking for a football team.
Well, I mean, Adam's a GM of the Commanders now, so.
That's true. I got to talk to him.
Shout out to Don Peters. Congratulations. You made it. You are now the GM of the Washington Commanders.
Yeah. Yep.
God bless. That's amazing.
Also a member of the United Airlines Flight Club. Doesn't.
God, I don't want to talk
all right, about. Yeah, we're out.
We're not talking about United and flights.
I don't want to get too far into this stuff. We got Tuesday to get into everything. Mike, you got anything else?
No, I was going to ask you any
I got
last points.
Nothing else.
So Tuesday, we're really going to dive into the Super Bowl matchup, bets, best bets, all that good stuff.
We'll have everything coming out this week. And then next week, we have a nice little surprise for you. It might involve Hot Ones. Enjoy it.
Oh, it's going to be fun.
Oh, terrible.
Yep. Well,
see you guys.
See you guys.